After 56 years, United Rehabilitation Services of Hazleton closed its doors today, and clients of the facility say they are sad knowing they will not be heading into work tomorrow. WILN's Ann Gownley has the story.
Tears of sadness, hugs, and goodbyes this afternoon outside of United Rehabilitation Services of Hazleton. The facility closed its doors this afternoon for the final time. Back in March, CEO Joseph Perangeli said that there was only enough money to pay for 2 more pay periods. Then the doors would have to close. The closing will affect nearly 110 jobs in Hazleton. The agency serves more than 500 people from Luzerne, Wyoming, and other counties. This afternoon, WILN was there as clients, some of whom have worked there for over 20 years, exited for the last time. They spoke with us about their feelings on URS closing its doors.
I feel sad. I don't want this place to close. I make lots of friends here, and we are family. We need this place. This place is part of our life. If it was not for URS, I will be sitting home.
This place is our home, and it's kind of sad that they have to shut down, but they have to because there's nothing else we can do. We can't, like the old saying goes, you can't fight City Hall.
I made a lot of true friends, and what going to be really hard today is walking out that door, saying goodbye to them, and knowing I won't be able to see them. And yeah, I know it's not a funeral and stuff, but it feels like it is, because it's like we're not going to see each other anymore, and it's just not right. It didn't have to come to be like this. We didn't have to be closing the doors.
Today is a sad day because we're going to miss our coworkers and friends, because URS here feels like family, and we always go on vacation every year. And I've been here for 14 years, and I also work at Walmart. I'm working on to get more hours, and I wish they could keep our jobs here, but today's a sad day for us because we've been open here 56 years. And like I said, yours is just like family, and we're going to miss our friends and coworkers, and we just want our friends to get together and keep in touch with all of them.
I'm going to miss bacon. I'm going to miss the kitchen and all my friends. And I'm going to miss my staffs here.
Karen Wallace's son, Chad, has worked at URS for the past 7 years. Wallace says she can just tell how much URS means to Chad and sees improvements in him every day.
Since Chad started with URS, he's built up his confidence. It just made him he was always a great person, a great kid, but he had something to do every day. It gave him something to say, I'm going, and like he said before, he's going to earn a paycheck. He was learning skills, someday hopefully be able to go out in the community. It just gave him everything that he needed, and it was a support team. URS was just a wonderful, wonderful facility that he had the benefit of being with, and I just wish he was able to stay here for a longer time. They didn't have to close the doors.
Just 2 months ago, parents, clients, past and current employees gathered inside of URS to come up with ideas on how to keep the doors open. Now, through her tears, Wallace said that she's sad that after all of their hard work, the doors have officially been locked and URS is closed.
It's just sad that the community, and I'm not saying the community, it's just sad that people couldn't listen to all sides of the stories, because there's always 3 sides to a story, mine, yours, and the truth. And the sad thing is that people chose just to listen to one side and never gave the opportunity for URS to try to survive in the best way that it could.
Wallace says now all they can do is look towards the future.
Shame on all the people that chose not to really band together. Instead of, it was like Chad said before, it's like a death. Divorce, at least you go on, you move on, but this was like it was a death. And it's just very sad, and I know life's going to go on, and we'll try to make the best of it, right?
Yeah. Right.
We'll make the best of it, but it's just a sad time right now.
It's like family here.
Right.
Just have the confidence, have faith.
Have faith, absolutely. Have faith, and hopefully something bigger and better will happen, right?
In Hazleton, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
All right, thanks, Sam. Well, a Hazleton man was found guilty in the strangulation death of a dog. 55-year-old Gino Anthony Solo of East Carlton Avenue claimed he was walking the pit bull on March 2nd when the dog jumped into a yard that was 4 feet below street level and bordered by a concrete wall. He pulled for 20 minutes on the animal's chain until the canine stopped moving. Solo was found guilty of cruelty to animals by Luzerne County Judge Fred Parentoni. The charge is a first-degree misdemeanor. Solo is scheduled to be sentenced on August 15th. Hazleton police are investigating an attempted robbery in the area of Alter and 10th Streets. A 61-year-old man was walking north on Alter Street around 3 a.m. when he was approached by 2 dark-skinned males wearing dark clothing. One suspect reportedly had a handgun. The men demanded money from the victim, who said that he had no cash on him. The suspects then checked the victim and fled. Anyone with information regarding this incident is asked to contact Hazleton Police at 570-459-4940. The verdict was handed down this morning in the hit-and-run case against Megan Panowich. The Luzerne County woman was accused of hitting Sharon Shanassi on Wyoming Avenue in Kingston in August of 2008 and fled the scene. She told authorities that she was both in shock and no longer able to render aid to the victim after 2 other vehicles struck her. Specially presiding Judge Charles Brown handed down a not guilty verdict. There were a total of 5 witness testimonies and a brief appearance by Panowich herself. The Hazleton Area School Board Budget Committee gathered for another one of its weekly budget meetings, trying and meet the June 30th deadline. WILN's Julie Stefanovich has the details on where the budget for the 2014-15 school year stands.
In just over a week, the Hazleton Area School Board will be presented with a proposed budget for the 2014-15 school year. This evening, Budget Committee members met to discuss the budget at its weekly meeting. Business Manager Tony Rivas says the board will be presenting 3 budget options to the board on June 26th.
We're doing the 3 or 4 options. We have to calculate the homestead those 4 times because it switches a little bit, and it's only about $1 or $2, but it switches in each of the options. So we presented those changes tonight to the board. Looking at keeping the options, trying to, it's pretty much sentiment to use our fund balance to balance the budget to some degree. I'm trying to keep it somewhere around $3 to $3.5 million or so.
The committee also received a new staffing list for the new schools that the district will be opening next school year. Rivas says the district is looking at the new staff to try and keep the class size down.
The whole point of bringing on Maple Manor and getting the Hazel Elementary building back, using it as a pre-K to 2 building, is to try and draw off the other schools in the district and keep the class sizes down. Right now we're trying to keep the class size from K to 2 somewhere around 25 or less students in a class, and then from 3 to 8, 27 or less students in a class.
The Budget Committee will meet one last time next Wednesday at 6 p.m. The school board is expected to vote on the proposed budget the following day at its regular meeting. Depending what option the board goes with, residents in Luzerne County could be paying more in taxes. In Hazel Township, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. There are now warrants out for 2 people who robbed a community bank last week. Edwardsville police say a man and a woman went into the bank in the West Side Mall complex just before 3 in the afternoon on June 11. The woman gave the cashier a note and the 2 suspects fled with the money on foot. District Judge Paul Roberts signed arrest warrants today on 27-year-old Christopher Price of Downington and 36-year-old Diana Marie Poole of Parksburg. Both face charges of robbery and theft. The Turkey Hill on Hazel Street in Wilkes-Barre was targeted by a robber brandishing a knife early Wednesday morning. Police say the suspect walked into the store around 3:45 in the morning and went behind the counter holding a knife to the employee's stomach. He ordered the cashier to open the register and took the money from the drawer. He then fled the store on foot, heading toward Columbus Avenue, carrying the money in a plastic Turkey Hill shopping bag. The suspect is described as a white male in his 40s, about 5 feet 9 inches tall, with a thin build and brown hair. He was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and black pants. Anyone with information is asked to call the Wilkes-Barre Police at 570-208-4207. Wilkes-Barre police are searching for a man who is wanted on home improvement fraud charges. 44-year-old Frank Lukascavage, also known as Anthony, was paid for work in the city in April, but police stated he never did the jobs. An arrest warrant was issued on Lukascavage on May 8th, but court records show that authorities have been unable to locate him. His last known address was on Pringle Street in Kingston. Investigators say Lucas Gavage is 5 feet 11 inches tall, about 180 pounds, with a tattoo on his left arm that says Lori. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should call Wilkes-Barre Police. Information can also be provided at wbcrimeline.com. A Wilkes-Barre man accused of shooting another man on Hudson Street last month will stand trial for that crime. 37-year-old Tony Ransom was charged in the May 15th shooting of 27-year-old Jose Vargas. Vargas was sent to the hospital with gunshot wounds to his head, face, arm, and hand. After the shooting, Ransom fled with his wife, Teresa, to New Jersey, where they were taken into custody by state police. The couple was brought back to Pennsylvania and arraigned on June 4th. Ransom was charged with aggravated assault, illegal possession of a firearm, and more. He remains jailed at the Luzerne County Prison under $1 million bail. His wife Teresa is also locked up. The Luzerne County Transportation Authority will be participating in the 9th annual National Dump the Pump Day. This year's slogan is Dump the Pump, Save Money, Ride Transit. The event is sponsored by the American Public Transportation Association. It emphasizes saving money on gas by riding on public transit. Bus passengers will ride free Thursday on fixed route buses. A two-person household can save over $10,000 annually just by downsizing to one vehicle or use public transit. And that's a look at tonight's top stories. Joe Garbachig is back with us from the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center, where the heat is still on. It was a hot and humid Wednesday, Joe. We're halfway to the weekend. What can we expect?
Absolutely, definitely hot and humid today. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit cooler as well as the rest of this week. It all starts with the showers and thunderstorms, which are now currently on our radar as you head out towards central and western and northwestern Pennsylvania. There's even some severe thunderstorm watches which continue to be in effect for parts of our area until 5 o'clock in the morning. So again, as we head through tonight, don't be surprised if we don't have some thunderstorms, maybe some strong, even a possibility of some severe ones making their way into our region. Well, make your way to the Donut Connection, one of their two locations, the brand new location on Susquehanna Boulevard in West Hazleton, as well as their North Cedar Street in Hazleton. And all you got to do at either one of those locations, tell them that I sent you, and you will get 10% off of your entire purchase. Great place to be, especially the summertime. Check out their donuts and coffee and much, much more. We'll have the complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.